Battle control initialized.
Hello there, comrades and cannon fodder. It's Dvoid here again. I've got another 1v1 multiplayer game, and I thought I saw, before I packed it in for the night, I saw another player waiting for a 1v1 game, a player that I've fought before. I've fought this player a fair few times over the whole time that I've been playing this Red Alert. I've fought this guy now and then. This player, I've fought them now and then, and this map is new to me. I've just said to my opponent that I never used this map before, and he just replied that he's never used it either. It was his choice of map, and the map is called Dash. We're using Lad Pack 3, so we've got the new refineries and things. But you start at this part of the map, kind of top corner position, and you have communication center in the top corner. Then you've got 2 oil derricks here. Then there's another communication center down there for view range. And I think that's it for the capturables, the neutral structures. And my opponent set this with crates, so I got 1 crate straight away and gave me a flak truck. Now I've had a crate give me a light tank, and that's won me the game because my opponent can't build a vehicle at this point. So I've literally had a light tank at this point in the game, and because it can screen your units properly and soak up bullets, it won me the battle simply by getting a vehicle at this point. So it's lucky that I'm not very good with flak trucks, otherwise I would be harassing my opponent. I'm just not very good with them. I don't rate them as much. I'd rather use the APC. But I'll just mention the factions. I'm using Russia. My opponent's using Germany. They chose the map and that. Like I say, they're the administrator of this. They chose the battleground. And I'm trying to explore, but I was looking for for a crate. I saw a plane come in this direction, so was I anywhere near? I can't see one. Nope, can't see a crate that I've missed. Although they will be hard to spot at that distance. But I'm looking around for stuff with my flak truck, and then I realised they're not on the opposite side of the map. I need to remember they're here. And my opponent's got no barracks yet. That's a bizarre build order. He's gone for the radar dome, so he's getting an APC, so that's something. And I can't... Well, if I had everything, I'd be able to threaten him now because I could destroy these power plants before he could do anything. Now he's got 1 artillery piece. There's one of the crate drop planes. So if you see them, if you happen to spot them, you can tell roughly where the crate's going to be dropped, in which direction. So what you do is you listen for the sound. Yeah, the artillery piece has put me off big time. But yeah, let's see. Did it drop a crate? I don't want to miss anything. Look, there you go, there's the crate. And if you knew the direction it was going in, if you spotted it, you'd be able to follow the line it goes in. There's another crate, look. And then you'd be able to pick up the crate, hopefully. But he's got helicopters, he's got artillery. And I've got a flak truck, so he'd best watch that. He's given up. I don't blame him. Yeah, it's a very strange build order, that. He's got a helipad and an artillery piece. He's got a Black Hawk and an artillery piece and a Ranger. For some reason, I was looking at APC, and it was my APC being built. So ignore that blunder. He built a Ranger because he's allies. I've got my flak truck here. I thought, well, I'll hunt for some MCVs because I should be building my... Yeah, I'm building my MCV now, and it's nearly ready to be to roll out. So I thought that's why this was here, because I was hoping to catch an MCV on its own. But this light tank would annihilate my flak truck anyway if it got anywhere near. But the flak trucks are nippy. Their best advantage is their mobility. And I was hoping to catch the artillery piece out. I just didn't know what he had. And he's brought a ranger and an engineer, so he's capturing. And I've actually brought this second MCV forward for my expansion, but I'm moving this guy. I'm trying to catch the engineer, but he's caught it straight away. He's captured that oil derrick, so he's got 2 oil derricks now. He's taken mine from me, and I've got an attack here. And I was attacking the ore trucks, but my opponent picked off all my rocket launcher troops, and then he gunned down as many infantry as he could, and it left me completely unable to damage ore trucks, and then the artillery joins in, and it's time to run away. So, you know, I can't knock the build. It is working. Can't knock it. It's just once I build up strength, what's he gonna do? Well, we'll see, but that's what I was thinking. I've got my first tank rolling out. I've got 2 tanks, in fact, now. So, tanks can just roll up to artillery and destroy them. You have to be able to stop the tanks before they get to your artillery within firing range, because it takes 2 shots from a heavy tank, because they've got 2 guns, 2 barrels. They fire 2 shots each time they fire, so it's 2 shots, which is 4 shells, will kill an artillery piece. One of these artillery here, 2 shots from a heavy tank will kill it. Probably take about 5 shots from a medium tank, or 6. There you go, he's lost the ranger. And a ranger light tank is a good combination. But he's surrounded. I'll be surprised if he gets away. No chance. And the rifleman put the last shot in, so he's got veteran status. But I've got my flak truck. Now that's useful because my enemy has got helicopters, so that flak truck is actually useful. Now we'll look at combat value, because my opponent's at 10,000, I'm at 16,000, but he's got 2 helicopters, so that's quite a bit of value just in that. So he's way behind in army value. Now, I've retaken this oil derrick, but my opponent set engineers not to be reusable, so when you capture something, the engineer is used up. There's another crate drop, and I spotted that one, so look, I've sent my tank. I think we got second flak truck out of that, so that's actually given me a respectable little anti-aircraft force, and now he's got 3 helicopters. He's moving in, gunning down my rocket troops straight away. Look, very effective. Now he's coming back. He's unsure by the looks of it. Flak truck, there's 1 taken out. Oh, nice one. Nicely done. He took out my flak trucks, but I'm pressing the attack now, because I'm not seeing tanks. And there's artillery, and it quickly was in my view range. I spotted the artillery. He probably helped, but I've got the tanks targeting the artillery, so that's his main asset destroyed. Now he has actually got a couple of medium tanks now. He needed some earlier, but I'm keeping my tanks away from the enemy infantry. Look, I thought, right, keep back and destroy that construction yard. And I am in between his buildings, and I'm about to lose my vehicle, so now I'm in trouble. It was the baited by the Conyard is what I'm blaming. But I took it out still, that's something, and I'm moving these forces up behind him. I just need to get this tank in position. I've destroyed an ore truck there. I'm targeting another ore truck, although only rifles are doing it. And he's got his helicopters. Very nice shooting. Oh, that crashed on me and killed a lot of my troops. Now, I'm at 8,000 army value. My opponent's at 6,000. I'm at 7,000 now. So, I need to get all my units up to the front line. I'm at 8,000 again. My opponent's at 6,000. So, he's not increasing in value. Oh, yeah, he's just built an artillery piece. So, 7,000 to my opponent, 8,000 to me. Now it's 7,500 to 10,000. So my army value is increasing nicely. My opponent snuck an MCV round there. That's quite nice. He's got the expansions this way. He's not coming that way. He's wise not to, because he'll find no resources that way. It'll just have to be a base push with no resources if he did. But I'm catching him with his units piecemeal, because however many he's got, they're spread out. And I've got my thieves training straight away, and I've put a missile SAM site down just to keep the helicopters at bay. And we have 2 thieves moving in. Let's just check my opponent's cash. And I'm hard up, but my opponent's got $1,500. Hopefully he'll get... Yeah, I've taken a bit. Not a lot though. Not a lot at all, but at least it reduces his cash supply. Right, now I've got another one going in, and he's got his cash is zeroed out. But at least I know that, and any other thieves can obviously, hopefully, target the ore trucks. But there's another thief, and there's an engineer, so I'm going for the chokehold while these guys keep him busy. Now I've got V2s now, and the enemy cash, he's got $1,500. That's nice. So I've taken half of that, and now the engineer was going to grab it for the chokehold, but it's been sold. So the engineer is changing direction, and I've seen an ore truck. Look, now my opponent has sold that refinery. I'll take his ore truck. It's full of cash as well. Where are you going? You're mine now. Go and drop the cash off. It belongs to me. And here you go. Look, I'm destroying ore trucks. I've overrun his base. Now he has got my V2s there. There's one down. He's killed my engineer. And it looks like I'm going to lose a V2 to machine guns. No, he's just survived. Very nice. Need to take this out because they're irritating. But that needs to move. Oh, and I've got another ore truck here for some reason. But there's an engineer. I am going to capture the helipad because I want allied helicopters. Why not? It'd be a nice little thing to have. And he's selling up. He's got a base defense. My last V2 can help deal with that. And I've captured the helipad, so I want to build helicopters just because it's nice. Finish this off. And I've got more units. And I wasn't sure where the enemy was going to be. He's sold up. See, I don't know. The enemy might have expanded down here and down here for all I know. Now I'm sending units to check, look. But he might have a strong presence still. So I can't just, waste opportunities. If I've got an enemy refinery like that, I'm not going to destroy it because I might use it for the chokehold if he's not given up yet. You see, he might fight on, and he obviously is doing, but he could also have another base here, for all I know. So I'm being more cautious. I'm using the helicopters for view range, look, and I'll see how he enjoys having infantry, defenseless infantry, just wiped out by a Black Hawk. See what that's like. And we've got a camo pillbox destroying my troops. Those machine guns are lethal, but my tank's absorbing all the bullets now. Look, very nice. Taking all the shots. You can't do any damage to it with bullets. You can shoot at it till Christmas. And I've some sort of misclick order on my tanks, sent them back, but they're all right again. There's another crate drop, and I've got my iron curtain. All the defences and stuff I need. I've brought up more V2s. And I can push through now. There's no defence for the enemy. He's been completely overrun. And the helicopter's back. I think I've got 2 helicopters now. Didn't want to waste all my shots, so I took out some rocket troops with my helicopter. Kill a few more infantry. Just get some use out of them. Here you go. I'm just wiping out the enemy V2s, doing some nice work, helicopters, and here's the other one's come back. He's reloaded while the other one goes home to reload. And is this the final structure? Yes, it is. Yeah, and there you go. There's the end of that struggle. Very interesting game, and considering the build order my opponent used, he did quite well. To not have a barracks and that at the start it's like, you know, it's a high risk. But the artillery, when it fired at me early on and I heard the artillery for the first time, it actually did put me off. So if only I'd have known that's literally the only unit he had. Now it's the only unit I heard and saw, so I should have had a look. But you know, the artillery put me off hearing that. You know, it's an advanced tech build, too early, too aggressive on the tech for me. I get standard stuff first. Get some barracks, war factories. Get your refineries all set up first. No, don't be, you know, like using odd builds. But it's always worth testing different stuff now and then. Why not? But here's the army graph, look, and look at the steep rise of that army, the army increase. Look at that. I must have been training pretty quickly. And then when combat started, there's a massive decrease in my army value. I've gone from like 20,000, maybe more, to about 8,000, roughly 7,000 in fact, if not less. So yeah, from about 20 to about 7,000. My opponent didn't have as quite a large an army because of his tech investment, but he did lose as many. He lost to slightly below me. His army value is slightly lower, but he did recover. It's just more combat started and his losses were severe after that. But there's the army graph. It's an interesting one. It's like a shark's fin. That, you know, interesting. Must have been building at a furious rate. Here's the earnings graph. I've got a nice earning amount at the end. I wonder if that was anything to do with infiltrations. It is possible. I often get spikes on the earnings graph from that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Right, here's my finishing army. I've got a couple of Black Hawks, a couple of V2s, a few tanks, and say a company of soldiers. Company's worth. And here's the combat chart, sorry, and my opponent killed 249 units, I killed 210 units, so you always shed more pixels in attack than you do in defense. And my opponent lost 46 buildings, but that's only because of the sandbags that were destroyed. But so if I destroy, that might be 46. It can't be right. Yeah, it's just messed up by the sandbags. I'll ignore that. They killed 3 of my structures somehow. That's strange. Maybe they ran over their own sandbags. I don't know. That's bizarre. It interferes with your building count, the sandbags and walls and things when you crush them. But you can normally tell by what they've lost. You see, you know, there's 57 killed, but they've only lost 46, but there couldn't have been, there wasn't 46 structures. We didn't have that between us, probably. But there's the combat chart anyway for you. I destroyed my opponent destroyed 48,000 of my assets, and I destroyed 72,000 of their value of their assets. So there's a combat graph. Here's the support powers, and I placed an airfield as soon as I could after my radar dome. Even though I was concentrating on thieves, I still placed an airfield as soon as I could, and that gives me paratroopers and spy planes. But I also built an iron curtain, so within the space of about a minute 15 seconds I would have been able to make 5 vehicles invulnerable for about 20 seconds, so that would have finished off any substantial army my opponent may have had left if he did make a last stand or something, or even if he built up a fairly decent army to attack in the field. It's the Iron Curtain would have finished it. Production, I'm building power plants. It's always handy when you've got advanced tech and Black Hawks and base defences. Economy, now my opponent spent 79,000. I spent 102,000. I've got 9 ore trucks because I captured 1 as well, and I've been expanding all the way through with more refineries. So I've got almost 5 grand. My opponent's got 1 grand left. And there's the economy tab, basics for you. My opponent was at 27 actions per minute. I was at 32 actions per minute. So that's interesting. My slight increase on my average. But there you go, there's the stats and graphs. So it was an interesting game, that, with a different build order. and how they used it. It was fairly interesting. But I'd always have a standard force first, standard army of a decent substantial size, because a larger army will overrun you. What you're going to do with a few artillery pieces and helicopters, it's just not going to cut it. You need some vehicles and troops first. And I always think that it's best to try and win the game with standard units before you employ tech. Now, if you can't finish your opponent, or you're struggling or whatever, or you can't beat them with standard units, or if the game goes on to the mid-game a little bit longer, then you invest in tech. But I always try and win the game with standard units first. That's just my opinion, and that you can, invest in tech too soon and it's a liability. So yeah, I do make a genuine attempt to win the game with standard units first. And most games will be concluded at that stage within 10 to 15 minutes, most games. But if it goes on to that long or beyond, then you need to start investing in tech to some degree. At least to some degree. Right, there you go. I hope you like what you saw. If you did enjoy the post, give us a sub and a like. And as always, take good care of yourselves. And until next time, goodbye.
Battle control terminated.